Welcome to another episode of the StoneLine Climbing Podcast. In this one, I have another catch up with Dom Rowe. I guess these are kind of becoming a bit of a staple of the podcast that we'll do maybe every third or fourth podcast of kind of checking in. So in this one, we chat about Dom's trip to Switzerland that he had in December of 2025. And we chat a bit about my trip to Hueco Tanks the start of 2026. And really just kind of like how those trips went for us. Going into some of the things we didn't do, tried. And a bit of a debrief really of those trips. We also chat a bit about our next trip that we're going on to Maltertal in Austria, and kind of what the plans are on that trip, as well as generally how we're both doing, and some thoughts and ideas about how we would structure our trip. If you enjoy the podcast, check out StoneLineClimbing.com or our Instagram page for more. Hope you enjoy. Testing. Happy?
I'm happy.
Great. How's it going?
Not bad.
It's been quite a while since, we were just saying, the last time we had a chat like this was probably September or August of last year, and it was after Rocklands. I think we spoke in that podcast about you going to Switzerland and me going away to America. And we both had those trips since then. It's now, what is it today?
January.
The 26th of January.
26th, yeah. So
I got back like a week ago. You got back like a month ago, or more than a month ago. So I think it'd be cool to like maybe have a bit of a chat about those trips, how they went. I know you had some objectives on your trip.
Yeah.
My objective when we last spoke was just to be healthy, which took me until like November, but I did manage to get healthy to go away. I think you were struggling with finger stuff as well, so your objective was to be healthy as well, but
yeah.
you also had like specific boulders that you wanted to go and try when you were away. So how did your trip go? I mean, I've spoken to you since.
Yeah, so you already know, but
and you had like 11 days, didn't you? Or 10
well,
days.
10 days really.
Yeah.
Plus like 1 or 2 wet days.
Right. So what was it like?
8 days in tall climbing. It wasn't bad. I was like overall happy. Like, don't get me wrong, I was like very disappointed because I didn't actually do the boulder that I wanted to do. Just I think very unfortunate with like the weather. It just wasn't as good as it was when we were there in December and January. As in like it was just very humid. And I think for something like Ipatici, where it's like very near limit, and it's very hard, you kind of want the conditions to be perfect. But I still managed to salvage a good trip. I think going into it with my finger was a bit iffy. But yeah, like first 5 days were not so good, and then I started to
Feel a bit better.
Yeah, I feel better towards the end of the trip, which is common for me.
It's kind of, well, I think it's common for everyone, isn't it? I had the exact same thing just now on this trip. Was like, you first couple of weeks, I feel shaky or weird or whatever, and then towards the end, you actually start to feel good. It's pretty common actually, and it makes me think that maybe it should be something that I should be doing something about. But it's quite hard. I mean, you'd been climbing a little bit outside before you went to Switzerland. Yeah. Like we had a session at Hunsham, or I think you'd maybe had a couple of sessions there. So it wasn't as if you hadn't been climbing outside. But I think for me, that's the big thing that I feel like I need more before a climbing trip is more rock climbing. Living in the UK, it's not something we can always like rely on, is it really?
Yeah.
Which is tricky. But I find like the IQ is the big thing that takes a while to get going, and that seeing other methods or seeing beta or seeing little subtleties that I just don't see maybe early on in a trip or early on in a period of climbing on rock. But then when I've been climbing on rock a lot, I see it, and it's like, it's night and day, the difference I think that it makes the
confidence you have as well to just do something without thinking about it. Like,
it
doesn't take much thought. I think for me as well, like it was just obviously this is the first time I'd been away with my girlfriend. I'm usually away with people who I trust. I trust her.
I don't trust my
Oh
girlfriend.
God. No, I trust her.
I'm not editing that
I
out either.
no, it's okay. I don't care. I mean, in the sense of like spotting and stuff.
Okay.
That no, and
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I trust her. It's just more like, you know, there's some dodgy landings and stuff, you know, and you know, I think some stuff like that can take a little bit of time to like adjust. And whereas like if I climb with you, I know 100% that like if I fall, you've got either something in place for me to fall on, or you're gonna spot me. And so it's just, you know, because Sarah's a bit newer to climbing. Yeah. I think that took a little bit of time as well to like. To do that
and
as
it's
well.
probably like a different vibe as well, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I guess maybe some days you want to do other bits and pieces, or you know, you maybe being a little bit less selfish than you might normally be. I don't know. Was there any other things you noticed about going on a trip with Sarah that you surprised you, or that you noticed that was different to normal?
No, like, to be honest, like, I think we had a really good time. Like, I loved it. Like, it was generally like a really good trip. You know, we went to Winter Wonderland, did some ice skating and stuff, and, you know, I actually looked around the place rather than just go in to just go bouldering. We actually went and looked around and stuff and did things together. It was cool. She did her first outdoor 6B, which was quite cool. I enjoyed it. Like, yeah.
Just another trip.
Just another trip, you know. I'm just psyched to be on trips, you know. Like, I don't care. Yeah. I could be with anyone as long as they sound like.
Yeah. That's probably nice. Like you said, I think it's good to see some different stuff, isn't it? And I mean, I've been to Switzerland a load of times. I mean, you've been a good few times now, and there's still probably things that I haven't gone to see, or like, you know, little maybe like walks or interesting places, and it's really easy to just get sucked into just going to the climbing. I actually listened to a podcast with Fred Nicole where he was talking about pretty much that. He was sort of talking about climbing as consuming, and like when we go on climbing trips, we're essentially just sort of, I'm paraphrasing maybe what he was saying now, but he was essentially saying we're kind of consumers. Like we just go. We go to the boulders we want to go to, we climb on those, and we go home, and we get up the next day, do the same thing again. I think what he was kind of alluding to was sort of, you know, experiencing the places more for the other things that they have as well, whether it's like the culture or the cuisine or whatever it is, which I'd be the first to admit I've been really guilty of neglecting in a lot of the places I've been, just to focus on the climbing. But actually, some of the better trips I've had have been kind of doing a bit of a mixture of both. So that trip then, so did you go and try Ipotiki early on in the trip? Yeah,
so I think on day one I went to Coronico to go, because I was like, let's just, you know, first day I've just been traveling, flights and stuff and driving. I was like, let's just go do like a V9 that I wanted to do on the last trip that I didn't get around to trying. And I could already tell by this, like on this V9, it was, to be honest, it was a bitterly cold day as well. But just like things weren't like clicking with my body. Like I just like silly things, like not knowing how to use my heels and like, but then after an hour or two of just throwing my head at it, I managed to do the stand start of click, clack, and then I did the sit then straight away. So, but I could already tell like maybe this isn't going to be like a great start to a trip. Yeah, because of the way I was feeling on that. But I still managed to do a session though as well. So it's like, how bad can it really be? You know? And then the next day, then I went to Ipotiki, and it was like a much not wet but like more humid day. Which it probably would have actually been better if I went there on the first day because of how cold it was, and how dry it was. So I think and then got there, did was nowhere near the bottom moves, and then I actually felt like, maybe I've gone backwards, and then I did from the you know, the heel rolled over move. I did it from there to the top. And I was like, okay, well I haven't lost it completely then.
I guess that bit that you did then, that link, is like the least conditions dependent part. It's maybe like the more physical but less conditions dependent part of that boulder, whereas
good holds.
Yeah, the start is like the really frictiony, harder moves to do.
And I just couldn't hold the holds. Like my skin wasn't sticking to it. I was just dealing with shit skin like I usually do at the start of a trip. I'm disappointed, and it did make me a little bit sad. But
so what did you think then? Did you just think, well, I'm not going to try this again? Did you?
No, I still gave myself, like, I was like, right, because it was wet then for like a day or two, and I was like, right, I'll go there one more time, see how it goes.
Did you go there fresh then the second time?
Yeah, I went there fresh. I had like a day or two of rest, obviously because of the weather.
Yeah.
I went there like, I think in a night session or near the night, because Sarah was climbing most of the day, and then just humid.
It felt the same sort of thing.
It was just, and I was like, I'm not really on a long enough trip to have to want to go back to this constantly.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like I'm okay with walking away from things. Like it doesn't like, obviously it annoyed me.
Yeah.
But there's also like so many other boulders there that I haven't done.
Yeah, you're not short of boulders to do there. It's not as if you just like that's the only one. So then so that was whatever, like 3 or 4 days into the trip.
Yeah.
You'd done the 7C, you'd climbed on that, you'd had a rest day or two, and then you climbed on that again. What was like what did you think after that? What was the plan? What did you just think, I'll just go and try? Did you like?
I think I tried it for like maybe an hour, and I was like, I'm getting nowhere near these bottom moves again.
Right.
So then I just cut the session short so I didn't ruin my skin. And also because of my right middle finger, all the crimps on this problem are all right hand crimps. Yeah. So I was starting to feel like it, I could feel it when I was on it, and maybe I wasn't trying as hard as I wanted to. And it was just the crux, like the flip. Like actually, I could do the lower moves. It was just the crux of the where you hold in the higher pinch and you flick out to that crimp.
Yeah.
The one that I struggled with last time. Yeah. It was just doing that move. Like I just couldn't do that. So then I just called it after an hour, and then I was like, because luckily that was dry, because it rained. And then I heard from Melissa then that it was dry in Cresciano. So I was like, well, I'll just save myself for tomorrow, and I'll go try
climb again the next day.
Kirkwinds.
You were gonna try lapel first, weren't you?
I was gonna try lapel. Yeah. But then
someone persuaded you not to try it.
Yeah. And then I just got psyched then on Kirk, and I think I was talking to you, and you were like, oh, you should try Kirk again.
Yeah, because I'd kind of forgotten that you tried it a year ago, but it must have not been for very long, was it?
Yeah, I tried it with you and what's his name now?
Franco?
No.
Frank. Who'd you try with?
His friend.
Oh, you tried it with Watson.
Yeah, that's it, Watson. Yeah. I just nowhere near it. I mean, I don't know if I could have done the top moves, because I don't know. I guess it's so weird. Like I was so scared on that boulder. Like the move where you have to like lift your foot off the ledge to the like tiny foot. Just couldn't do it after an hour and 30 minutes of trying. With you guys, like nothing. And I just remember being so scared. And then Watson was like holding me. Still couldn't do it.
So what do you think made a difference this time then? So yeah, we're talking about Kirk Weinstein, which is an 8A at Cresciano, and the previous problem that you tried was Ipotici, which is an 8A plus, which is near enough for Cresciano as well.
Yeah.
So what do you think made a difference this year then?
I think for me, the main difference was I started training with Dave, and he's just been like hammering my legs.
Right.
In the training. I just feel like my legs are so much stronger now than they've ever been. I'm able to utilize them way more. I could just like sit on that heel and lift. Literally within like 5 minutes of me after me warming up, I lifted my foot onto the ledge, and I was like, all right, I'm hooked now. I want to do this.
Yeah. Cool.
Because that was the one I really wanted to do back in our December trip. but I wasn't strong enough in my legs, I don't think, to be able to do it. Definitely strong enough in the fingers, just didn't have the leg strength.
So did you just decide then, right, cool, I'll just try this the rest of my trip?
I just decided to try that, and also to sample like other boulders that I tried previously, just to be like, well, I improved on this one. Let me see where I've actually improved.
So what other stuff did you try?
I tried Freak Brothers.
Oh yeah.
To be fair, I think that was the only other one I tried from the last trip. Yeah, Freak Brothers. Because that one I was like really psyched on. Just because of like aesthetics and
it's one of the best looking things, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's most people's like top 5 if they were like in terms of 8 days anyway.
Yeah.
And then I I got there, warmed up. I already could feel, because I remember when I was there with you, I was struggling to even hold the undercut and even move to the next move.
On Freak Brothers,
yeah. Whereas this time I could just like grab, stick my feet on, and straight away into the hold, and I was like, oh.
You just felt better.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay, this is possible now. Maybe not on this trip, because I was...
Yeah, you're probably halfway into your trip at that point as well, so, I guess it's still just remembering, like, 8 days is 1 grade below your max. Yeah. So trying to climb, an 8 day on a trip that's like, whatever, a week, just over a week, a week and a half long, after having maybe tried an 8 plus the first couple of days, and then having a little bit of weather and trying some other stuff. You only left suddenly with probably like a week. Yeah. And then, even doing something like a grade below your max in a week is not easy. Yeah. Is it? You still have to play your cards right pretty well. Yeah. And so then how many sessions did it take you to do Kirk from trying it the first
3. So I tried it the first day. Was nowhere near it. Not nowhere near it, but like I could get the foot up. Was struggling to understand the shoulder move. Was speaking to Dave about it, and he's like, oh, you need to because I was trying to do it the lock method first, but I'm not very good. And
the hold that you go left to is big enough that you can fall into it.
Yes, yeah.
It's not like a small thing or a slot that you have to be accurate. You can just like lean across into it.
But I don't have the lock off strength to be able to do that. That way. So then I was like, well, how can I play this to my advantage? Like, what am I good at? I'm good at like using momentum to get to things. So then I said to Sarah, I was like, for the second session, I'm gonna actually try and use my momentum to get there. And then second session, I didn't feel good at all. Felt absolutely rubbish. But I was able to get into the holds, and I was like, oh, okay, this is possible. And then then I had another rest day. I went to go climb a 7C in Brione.
Right.
And then had a rest day, went back on the last day. And then,
Did it on the last day?
I didn't go quickly. Like, it was a session where I was like, oh, I feel good today. But just nothing was going right. 2 hours, 3 hours into the session, I still haven't sent the stand start. Wow. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to go. I was like, damn, I'm going to walk away from this trip and not do it. So I was starting to like have a bit of doubt and stuff. But then, I don't know, I was just like, put some music on, put my favorite song on, just like got in the zone. Just smashed the stand like with the skin of my teeth. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this hit start now. Like, I really don't know how I'm going to do this. I took like a 5-10 minute break, had like a banana, and I was like, all right, let's just do it. And I just did it first go.
Wow, really? So you just climbed the stand, and then the next go climbed the set?
Straight away.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
And it was one of those feelings of like, it was like when I did my first 8 plus, just utter flow state. I don't even remember from bottom to top. I was just standing on top of the bowl, and I was like, oh, I just did it.
Did you have your headphones on then, the music?
No.
You'd stop listening to music.
I had the music on, but I don't even remember listening. I remember listening at the start, and then it was it was on my speakers.
On your speaker. Okay.
But it wasn't very loud.
Yeah. That's right. It wasn't ethically.
I know. I was like, Jesus.
No, I'm just curious because I know sometimes it does work for you, and I know music sometimes works for me as well, and Yeah, it's definitely it's interesting because it's something that I do if I'm training on my own, like on a board or whatever. I'll have music on and I like it, and it does definitely help me to, I think, to try a bit harder sometimes and gets me in a bit more the right mindset. But then you don't get the opportunity, or you don't maybe do it on rock as much, or I don't anyway. I mean, maybe locally you can because you maybe at a crag on your own.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to anywhere more popular, like you're never gonna realistically do it. Like, or I don't anyway. I mean, I didn't have a speaker when I was away, and then didn't really do it. So I don't know. It's just interesting. Like, it's something that is a benefit, I think.
To be honest,
and I
though,
see
like,
it's a benefit for other people, but I don't think it's always. You know, I think you need to be able to be able to perform without it,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
you won't
course.
really always be able to do it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, for me, it drowns out like the doubt in my head a little bit.
Okay.
I guess, like, if I'm starting to feel like, usually when I'm like in my own head and just like doubting myself quite a bit, and obviously when I train, I've constantly got earphones in my head. So it's just something that I know all too well. Like, it's just having music on. Sometimes I will have earphones on, and if I'm doing longer boulders, I may have earphones in. Sometimes I just have a speaker on if we're at the crag by ourselves.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't always do it.
Yeah.
It's
No, I know you don't always do it. Yeah. I know you're not. I know you don't like rely on it. And I know plenty of times you've done
Yeah.
hard stuff without, as I'm sure most people have.
But a lot.
It's interesting.
But it's just it's the times where I feel like I'm doubting myself the most.
That it helps.
And I need to stop that, internal thought in my head of like, oh, you can't do this. Oh, I want to believe I can do it. I feel like I can do it. I want this to stop telling me I can't do it.
So So you feel like it helps your confidence to believe that you can. Does your mindset shift towards believing like, okay, I can do this?
Yeah. It
Okay.
just stops the
All right.
I guess the voice,
Okay.
saying, no, you can't do this.
That's interesting. For me, it's similar, but it's a little bit different. Where I'll be like maybe more. I can feel more pressure or stress or whatever to do a boulder, and I'm not like, oh, I can't do this, but it's like, I really want to do this, or I really feel like I need to do this, and that's when it helps me to stop caring as much. Instead of focusing on the outcome of doing the boulder, I'm more focused on listening to the music, and it helps. I guess it just helps me relax a bit more.
Yeah.
Brings me down from like a more kind of pent up state, which I don't think I've ever found to be that useful, being in that like pent up.
Yeah.
I need to do this boulder state. I think I climb best when I'm like, whatever, I don't care. Like when I've already done something, or I'm already feeling pretty good, then I'm like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I just climb. I'm not thinking about climbing. I'm just climbing.
But I think for me, because I already knotted the boulder that I wanted to do, or
Yeah.
I was already a bit compromised with my brain.
Of course. Yeah.
It was just really hard for me. I
Yeah,
guess.
it's easy to like almost spiral a trip then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it? And be like, well, like I came here, I wanted to do this boulder, not going to do that boulder.
Yeah.
Kind of pissed, or you're like a bit disappointed, and like, oh, well, this trip's a waste, or whatever.
And just trying to be like, I guess, like false confidence, I guess, and just like, but the thing that actually helped though is like when I did do that foot move and I did the shoulder move on Kirk, when I did that move on Freak Brothers, like that did start to turn my mindset around, and that actually like shifted, because then I was like went from, oh, these were impossible to me a year ago.
Yeah.
I just started training with a new coach. I actually didn't train as much as I wanted to because of illness, and I tweaked my finger a little bit, and I still saw so much progress.
Yeah.
So
that's
like,
the cool thing, isn't it? Just
yeah.
I think if you can see progress and not feel like, I didn't do anything on paper, so this trip's a waste.
Yeah.
Then I think that's pretty good. But it can still be pretty hard to do that, can't it? Just to like find the positive of, I have improved, even if it's not showing in ascend, it's still showing in the fact that I'm closer to these things than I was before.
And I still also like, and after I tried Freak Brothers, I went and sent like Homulator 7C in like 20-30 minutes, like the thing is like my 7C to 7C plus grade range, it goes really quickly, and I have to be happy with that. Like when I first started climbing, all I wanted to do was climb 7A. That's literally what I said to someone. I want to consistently climb 7A. So I'm already beating myself, you know.
Yeah.
What about your trip then? I know you went to Hueco, Texas.
Yeah.
What was your expectations going into the trip, and then how do they match
How do they
up?
live up to? I guess, I mean, like, I think I'd said on the last time we chatted, and I said before I went, I just wanted to be healthy and not injured going there. And I guess maybe I had, like, not the opposite experience to you at the start of the trip, but the first day of the very first day of the trip, we couldn't even climb because the park was closed. It had rained the day before, so they closed the park.
And they're quite strict out there, and they with
yeah, if
with
it
the
rains,
restrictions
they
and stuff.
generally close it the next day. I mean, I don't know, maybe they've got like if it rains X amount, we close the park. If it rains below that, we don't. But yeah, on this day, like it had rained enough the day before that they closed the park, so the first day was a rest day, which probably was no bad thing considering like the jet lag and stuff anyway. But then the next day we went to East Mountain. First thing we walked past was Slash Face, which was one of the boulders I really wanted to try. Probably the boulder I wanted to try the most.
Yeah, that was like number one, wasn't it, on your list, really?
Yeah.
Why was that number one on your list?
I think it's just because it was like one I'd always seen in videos. The looks amazing. It's like basically a big face that's overhung about, I don't know, 40, 45 degrees. And there's just one like thin crack line going through, or like a slash going through the whole thing. And the moves are kind of, they look, they're like more physical. You kind of like stab out into this crack and then cross and match and then go out. You basically follow the whole crack line across the face, and there's like a couple of feet below it, but that's kind of it. It was a Fred Nicole bowler from like pretty early. I think it was in the 90s, like mid 90s or something. So I'd always wanted to do that. So it was cool. So like that was the first bowler I saw in Waco. Was like walking up past that thing. Then we went to this other boulder that kind of had like a warm up. It had a V3 stand on it, like a 6A stand, and a V5 or like 6C sit. And I was like, oh shit, these look like pretty hard.
Shit.
I was like, oh god, this is gonna be a rough trip. So it's like warmed up. It's like warmed up on this 6A, like, and it was pretty big as well for like a first boulder. But did the 6A, and then there was an 8A on the boulder just next to it. That was I think it was one of the earlier 8As in Waco. And I did that in like a couple of goes, like I don't know, 3 or 4 goes. So I was like, okay, I could climb quite well here, and I felt quite good. But then in the kind of days after that, I'd started to feel worse. I felt like more shaky. I didn't feel like in tune.
It's quite common though, isn't it? Because like you're in quite high altitude.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like,
and jet lag as well.
yeah, maybe it's a combination. It definitely took like a few days to adjust the sleep. But yeah, I just felt worse. Skin as well. You're trying to like get your skin going into a trip. I thought my skin was reasonable before I went, but maybe it wasn't as good as I probably thought it was.
This is why I think as well, like for trips like Hueco or places that you have to adjust to, it's probably best you do go for 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, those sorts of places. Yeah, well, I realistically spent the first 2 kind of like feeling pretty ropey, and there was some double rest days in there that ideally I wouldn't have taken, but you're juggling a bit what days you climb and what days you rest. But yeah, it does. I definitely felt much better in the last week of the trip. Which was nice then to start to feel good. And I actually the best 2 days of climbing that I had on the trip were like 2 of the last days of climbing on the trip. And okay, sometimes that's common for me. Maybe like some of my better climbing is towards the end of a trip, but I felt pretty good at the start as well. So maybe it's just adjusting and all of those things. But I definitely tried then. I was like, okay, I'm just going to try and climb more at the sort of V9, V10 range, and did like, I think I had a couple of days where we just went out and did 2 or 3 of that kind of level, and maybe tried, a V11 or a V12. So that definitely made a difference then to me starting to feel better. Like, okay, feel like I've done some climbing. I also feel like muscles that get worked on rock, I don't feel like they get worked as much on plastic or climbing inside, on a board even.
Yeah.
And
You're just in so many different positions, and you
yeah.
like board climbing is pretty much one dimensional.
Yeah,
Most
well,
of the time.
yeah,
You're doing the same thing over
it's
and
a
over
flat
again.
panel, isn't it? You know?
Whereas like outside, the rock is different shapes, different sizes. Like it's not one perfect square box thing, and it can be harder to adjust to that, because like you said, you're in so many more different positions.
Yeah.
You're just not doing those on the board or on the blocks,
No.
And all the blocks are just compy now anyway, so you don't do any outdoor stuff inside now, do you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think that is a big part of it. I just felt like, my body is starting to adjust to the types of moves and the types of positions that rock has again. Because I guess leading up to that trip, I'd probably between August, like the end of August, and going away, I maybe had like probably a handful of days climbing outside, maybe less, maybe 4, something like that. Which is definitely not enough to feel like you're going really well. So as much as I'd like to try and rectify that in future, and climb more days on rock prior to a trip. It's not always feasible, is it? Like we said, with weather and other stuff, and it's not always easy to do it. But I do think there's like benefit to that if you can. It's like get on rock before a trip, even if it's like local stuff that you've maybe done before, or you're just running laps, or you're going some obscure things. I do think that is beneficial for skin as well.
Yeah.
Just to toughen it up in the same way.
I said it before, like my 2022 year on paper was my best year.
You just went climbing?
Because I went climbing all the time. Like I start of the year, went to North Wales constantly. I just kept ticking boulders and ticking boulders and ticking boulders. And then by the time we got to like Aberystwyth and then
went to
Magic Wood, I was able to do those boulders because I was so confident and everything was high.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got to the end of the year, I was able to send A+ as well. It's because of the
it's just cumulative, isn't it?
Cumulative of just like doing lots of boulders, and I don't know. I guess at the minute I'm struggling to get back to being able to do that again. I'm not sure why, but
I mean, I think you should make a list of stuff locally that you can do, because there's plenty of it, like still at the sort of 7C plus range and 8A range that you could do. Maybe they're not the best things, but there's definitely plenty of them out there that you can go and do. And it's hard as well when you're training, isn't it? To kind of, and the weather obviously doesn't exactly help. So there will be like other factors.
I think as well. I'm like, I don't know. I'm struggling more now than I ever have with like. I usually like, I would just. I mean, I guess because I've always just climbed with people. I think I struggle finding the want to go climb by myself.
Yeah. Okay.
I think that's something that I've been struggling with. Because I think I've had to do that a lot more over the last year or so. I know I've been climbing with you a lot as well, but like more often than not, like schedules are not lining up and stuff. You're an early person. I'm not an early person. Whereas before I would just climb with Leo all the time, and
you go at like
I could just
6-7 o'clock in the night and climb.
Yeah. I can't do that anymore. I won't do that anymore.
Yeah.
But that's when I used to work for Amazon, and I kind of had to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am struggling with that at the minute.
Right. You just don't find the same psych going out for a session on your own? No.
I do want some there.
Right.
It's just like
just
that.
Getting to the point of going.
Yeah, and then I'm indecisive about what I want to do. Like 2022, I remember like I would just I'm going to North Wales. I'm off to try Jerry's Roof. I would just go and do that. I would be like that all the time. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. At the minute, I can't just do that.
I definitely think it's one of those things. I think we've tried a bit about this before. You have to force yourself a little bit into it. Once you force yourself to do it a bit, it becomes easier to do it. It's like it becomes part of the routine that you have of just going climbing. But I think when you don't have that, it's almost like it becomes hard to even do it infrequently. Whereas when you're doing it a bit more regularly, it becomes easier and easier and easier to do it. But I mean, when the weather's like it is at the moment, it's pretty hard to even to get into that rhythm.
And if you're not like a professional climber, or you just work from home and you can just go out anytime you want, like
well, you're
I have a
limited
full-time
by the
job
day. Yeah, you're limited to the days where you're actually not working, but then you're also limited to the days when the weather's decent enough that you can climb and you haven't got other stuff to do.
And it's always the days that I'm in work that the weather's good.
Yes, yeah, that's what everyone says, isn't it?
It seems that way for me anyway, especially on Saturdays, because I work every Saturday. So,
Yeah.
and it's always wet on a Sunday, dry on a Saturday.
And I guess is when people will be going out as well. A lot of the people that maybe you would climb with will go out on the weekends, so you'll maybe then a bit less likely to climb with people because you can get out midweek, and they don't.
What was your favourite part of your trip? Doesn't have to be like sending anything.
I don't think there was. I don't think there was, to be honest. I think maybe just feeling good towards the end of the trip and doing some boulders that I'd one or two boulders that I tried earlier on in the trip and didn't do, and starting to feel like, okay, I'm starting to feel like myself again and feel like I'm climbing well. That was nice.
Can that bother you, like starting to feel good, like that last 2 days?
A little bit. You're like, oh, I wish I was here another week.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But then I don't know. It's just kind of the way it goes, isn't it?
2020,
Yeah. I was just, I think I was just thinking, oh God, like, am I going to start to feel decent again? And then even having like 2 or 3 days of feeling pretty good was nice. It, I guess, just reaffirms for me that I need to be climbing on rock more, if I can, and that makes a difference for me to feel good on rock. But yeah, hopefully we get a chance. If you're keen, we'll go back next year, and then have a nice return trip, because there's plenty of stuff. Like, I didn't do slash face. I did get to try it one day, but the day I tried it was after doing Nagual, which is like another 8B thing. So like my skin wasn't grey. I was already like a little bit tired, but it definitely felt possible.
Okay. And this is the one where you were like, it's a bit reachy and a bit like, right? Is it that one?
Well, slash face.
Yeah.
No, slash face isn't reachy. Like, Puccio's done it. She's 5'2" or something. Okay. Like, there's no excuse for not doing that. I just didn't feel body strong enough. Like, the holds on slash face are actually like pretty good. You start in a Hueco, you do a move to another pretty good like in-cut Hueco, then you cross to a crimp that's pretty in-cut, and you just have to basically lock it or like pull off it a really long way into a crack. That thing that I tried on the board yesterday, that thing that you got me to try, the first move is like in some way similar to that, where you're just like stabbing out into a gas stun with your right hand.
So that's you're probably going to implement
more body stuff. Yeah. I think that, like, I think maybe I made the mistake as well of thinking that Hueco was, I mean, I guess some of the bowlers that I wanted to do in Hueco, like 2 of the harder things I wanted to do in Hueco were fingery.
Yeah.
So I did need like to be crimping well, and I needed strong fingers to do those boulders. But I think maybe I made the mistake of some of the other boulders that I thought in Hueco that I wanted to do, I thought would be more fingery. Actually, they turned out to be more physical, more body intense.
And that's the problem with like watching videos and stuff, isn't it? You can watch all the videos in the world.
Doesn't always tell you.
There and it's in front of your face. You're like, actually, this climb's different. How I see people climbing it.
Yeah. Because with the exception of one hole, I think there wasn't a hole in Hueco that I looked at and I was like, wow, that's like worse than I thought it would be. Everything was like about there or thereabouts, size wise, hold wise, what I thought they would be. But some of the time, the positions were worse. Not even necessarily the moves bigger, but the positions
demanded more from your body
worse
than you had.
Yeah, basically. And I think I realised that because at the end of last year, not being able to climb as much, like I think August and September, I more or less didn't even really climb.
Yeah.
I was just fingerboarding.
I mean, your finger was in a pretty bad state.
It was pretty bad. To the point where I couldn't really climb and make it better, so I just had to like fingerboard.
Yeah, he wasn't climbing at all, really.
But what I realised was that I was okay moving slowly and controlled, but I couldn't move like dynamically. Because I'd not done any kind of dynamic climbing and like contact strength things, because I was kind of more concerned about my finger. That was really what I was missing, was that like dynamic strength and ability to like catch holds quickly and move with more power. So that's an easy enough thing to kind of fix and change. So and that'll help for Rocklands, I think, as well.
So your trip was like better than you could have gone then, considering
Certainly
the
could have
state
gone
you were in
worse.
going
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, certainly could have gone worse. I mean, I think if I'd still been injured, I wouldn't have done some of the stuff that I did. I did, like, there was 5 boulders. I kind of had like the top of my list, which was Slash Face, Crown, Nagual, Teddy Cien, and Full Monty, and I did 3 of those. So
That's not bad.
that's pretty good. And
Especially with 2 weeks of feeling like crap as well.
yeah,
1
yeah,
week of feeling
yeah.
good.
yeah.
And also 2 months of pretty much no climbing,
Yeah.
really. There was some climbing there for you, but like, it was pretty dire.
Yeah, it wasn't what it could have been.
Because I
But
remember you being in the wall with you, and you're like climbing on drugs, and you just like, my finger hurts.
bored out to my tits, like.
And I was like, oh
Yeah.
god, that's not good.
Yeah, but it did eventually get better, and I was pretty much fine. I mean, yeah, it's just nice. I think the big thing now for me is just staying healthy, not getting injured again. Like,
Well, hopefully for me, after seeing Huffy, I'm gonna be healthy. from now
yeah,
on.
sorted all your
Yeah.
messed up neck.
So my thing is for people: if you dry fire and smash your back on the floor and you can't turn your head for 2 weeks, go see a physio.
So it
'Cause
it
this
was
leads to
nerve.
2 years of injuries.
It was nerve issue.
Yeah, I got a nerve. I got like it's basically like a pinched nerve in my neck.
Right.
That's like messed up all the nerves in my arm, my right arm,
Right.
which has made my right wrist 40% weaker. Which is then obviously your pulleys are then working so much harder to function, and yeah, that's the reason why. And it's like literally every single time I hurt myself, it's more or less in my right hand
Right.
than my left.
So it's all just like a knock-on effect from your neck.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Goes to show, doesn't it? Like, once one thing kind of, it's like a chain reaction. Everything kind of gets messed up.
Blew my mind because
So-
I was just like, how the hell can this one nerve in your neck that I just ignored for 2 years? I'm like, oh, and
Probably didn't even realize, did you? Other than, okay, maybe you
I could feel
realize
it.
your range of motion and you could feel a bit
Yeah.
tightness. You wouldn't maybe realize that it was having
yeah, such an effect.
that much of an effect.
And the thing is as well, like Huffy said it best, like when you're having so many issues, you tend to care about all the bigger issue, what you think is the bigger issue.
Yeah. You don't go
What-
to the root, do you?
Yeah. Whereas in reality, like actually that was the bigger issue to begin with.
Yeah. And that was the root of it all.
And I already I've been doing rehabbing for 2 weeks now on my neck. It's already feeling better. I don't feel the pinch as much. I can move my head more. I can kind of feel my fingers starting to come back to life again, you know, and like start to feel a bit more normal, and like they're actually working. My wrist is getting stronger, which is great because I haven't been able to train my wrists for like 2 years. Because it actually, like, our conversation with you actually made me think about it, because I couldn't extend Succo with like 2 kilos, and you were like, that's not good. Like,
Yeah.
that's really bad for a climber. And I was like, okay. And then, yeah, I was like, okay, something's got to be off. And that's why I booked with Huffy.
Makes sense.
Makes sense, but
And now, at least now it's feeling better and you're starting to
yeah.
get on the right track. It's just doing all of those things then, isn't it? And being like diligent with that. Which I'm sure you are.
Did you climb a bad boulder in Hueco? I'm always
Uh,
interested in this for like with new places. It's hard to put something as bad because it's new and it's exciting, right?
I
But
wouldn't say bad. It was more painful than I thought it was going to be.
okay,
So it was sharp, but it was, I guess, no more
is
sharp.
this like all
Yeah,
every
the whole-
boulder?
No, not every boulder, but the big distinction there that I noticed was there was almost everything is in cut. Like the jugs are in cut, most of the crimps are in cut, like most of the holes are in cut. So where in some places your pressure is just on your pads of like your tips, I found a lot of the pressure, and it still like hurts a little bit now after like a week of being back. The pressure is on like the joints of like where your PIP joint is. It's just like the pressure in there kind of makes it hard to like close your hands. If you close your hands, you just
feel
feel
the tightness.
kind of tight. Yeah, that real tightness.
And then
so
that's just like sore then, because
just
as
discomfort.
climbers as well, we're constantly like playing it
yeah,
out, and you can just feel it constantly.
yeah. It's just climbing through discomfort really, which can like make it a little bit less enjoyable when it is painful or uncomfortable to climb, because you definitely don't, like, you don't get that in Font. You don't
Yeah.
get that in some other places. And it wasn't every boulder that you kind of noticed that, but it definitely had an effect. So there was a little bit of like, okay, I just need to get used to climbing with this
Yeah.
kind of discomfort really.
Did you do anything like with your skin to like try and do any products? And
It was really humid. It was really low humidity there. Like I don't think it got above
Very
like
dry.
20 or 30% humidity.
Jesus.
Yeah, like almost any day. It was
it
that
like
low.
hot or cold as well?
It was most days it was you'd get up and it would be maybe 5 to 10 degrees, and then by the middle of the day it was maybe 15, 16. So it was quite warm. There were days that were definitely days where it was colder. There were a couple of days where it was really windy, and there were a couple of days, I think I noticed maybe 2 or 3 days where we'd walk in and the Huecos on the floor were like had water in them, they were frozen.
Jesus.
So you know it was down to like 0 or -1 or whatever
So
in
it
the
was
night.
so up and down then.
It was a bit up and down, but
the-
those, like I said, those days there weren't that many of those days where it was 0, where the things were frozen. So on average, I would say it was probably like 5 or 6 in the morning, going towards kind of 15 by midday.
I mean,
but-
you're lucky as well because you timed it perfectly.
Yeah, they've had a lot of
'Cause they're having
flooding,
a
haven't they?
bloody snowstorm now.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, snow. Yeah.
So yeah, you couldn't have timed that trip perfectly.
Yeah, it wasn't. You know, you could still climb in. It's a bit like Rocklands, really. You could climb in the shade, and it was alright.
It's like
Or
perfect.
if you were climbing in the sun, it would be
Or if you're just out
Pretty
chilling,
bad.
you could just go sit.
yeah. You could sit in the sun in like a t-shirt, and you'd be like, "This is great." But then
Yeah.
you'd have to go back in the shade, cool your skin down, and you were
Perfect
fine.
weather.
It's pretty
It's
good.
literally perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, as well, the fact there that there's like a bunch of caves. There's a lot of like these big boulders that have caves underneath them, and you're climbing in these sort of caves and holes. So you can always, you know, I guess seek out those boulders a little bit more for conditions.
And they'll always be colder just because
Yeah.
wind travels through it much.
Yeah.
much
Like a lot of
better.
the harder boulders as well don't actually get full sun.
Right.
Some of them do for sure, but like a lot of the stuff that I wanted to try doesn't really get the sun even at all. Like, so that's pretty good. You're never really forced to climb in the full sun if you don't want to.
Was it big walk-ins or?
No, they're all short. It's
Oh.
like I think the longest walk is maybe 15 minutes flat ground.
Ah,
So
perfect.
the walk-ins are really easy. They're like 5 to 10 minutes.
Music to my ears. For
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. There's no long walk-ins. Even like the drive, I mean, we stayed in El Paso, just a kind of a bit on the east side of El Paso, and it's 30-minute drive, and it's like 2 turns. You turn onto this main road, you drive on the main road for 15 minutes, you turn left, you're on the road that takes you straight to the park, and then you're outside the park. So it's like, and even from the airport, in terms of logistics, Hueco's actually the easiest place that I've ever gone on a trip to. El Paso Airport is like 15 minutes from the accommodation.
Oh.
So you're literally driving 15 minutes from the airport to the accommodation and then half an hour to the
Because
crack.
it's usually like 4 or 5, maybe longer.
Yeah,
hours
yeah.
driving and then
In a lot of places, yeah, you spend a lot longer driving. Okay, you have to take 2 flights. You have to take one to Dallas and then one to El Paso. But that's like once you're there, then it's really easy. Like pick up a rental car, piece of cake. Like get in a car, drive 15 minutes, job done. Shops everywhere. Fast food everywhere, which you'll appreciate. A lot of.
Hey mate, listen, I've been good. Honestly, I've been good.
No Mackies. When's your last of a Mackies?
I can't tell you.
Probably when that girl crashed into you, was it?
Probably. Yeah.
When's your date in court?
I don't know.
You want to tell us about that?
Oh, do you actually want to tell me?
Yeah, go on. You can tell us about that.
Oh, I'm gonna talk about a girl arrested.
Dom's day in court.
God.
No, we probably shouldn't talk about it. It's probably not the best.
Listen, yeah, okay. It's not my fault.
No, of course it's not your fault. If someone
She
chooses to
crashed
drink
into
drive,
me
that's up to
in a
them.
McDonald's drive-through, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
And she was steaming drunk, okay? That's not my fault.
No, that's not your fault.
It's her own fault. And she tried gaslighting me and blaming me for it.
Um,
But no, I've been
You've been good.
I've been yeah, it's taken a while to get here, but I've really been consciously thinking about my food now.
cool. That's good.
I had a session on Sunday, and actually that woke me up a little bit even more, because on Saturday I had a long day in work. I didn't really eat a lot. I was like, oh, I'll cook some food when I get in. Didn't do that. I made some noodles, I think. I woke up the next day and I felt absolutely shite.
Right.
And I was like, all right, I've got to sort this out.
Mm.
Like, because it's obviously I underfueled myself trying to go for a session. I was like, that was it. All right, I'm not doing that anymore. And now I bought a book to learn about diet and stuff, and I've been trying my best. Like, it's not easy.
No.
I do struggle with it quite a lot. And it's not that I don't eat; it's that I just don't eat good.
Yeah,
I don't have an eating problem. I have a eating good problem.
Yeah, and you're kind of similar to me. I mean, maybe not similar to me, but I mean, I guess I'm like a creature of habit, so I'm quite happy eating the same thing. Like, I took a NutriBullet to Hueco just to be able to eat the same breakfast every day that I eat at home. And I personally don't really like eating in the morning, so it's easier for me to blitz it and have a drink. That gets the same amount of stuff in. So I think, it's little stuff like that, isn't it? If you can find those little hacks, so like, okay, I like this, I can find a way to have this every day, I'll have that every day, and then it's that one meal then sorted, and food is fuel for the meals in the day that you don't care about eating. Like, when it comes to lunch, and especially like evening meals, like, I love eating, and I love eating different food, and I enjoy eating food. But for breakfast, for me, food is like just fuel. It's just getting it in. So if you can treat it like that, then brilliant.
Yeah, and I've been like eating a lot of pasta, chicken. Like, I've actually started adding greens into my food now, which it's a mind blowing thing. But I kind of just forcing myself to eat it now at this point. Whether I enjoy it or not, I'm just And I will say I am slowly, and I'm giving myself like leeway as well. If I feel like one day a week I'm just gonna eat something that's not good, I'm just gonna eat it.
Get the Cocoa Pops.
Like,
why not?
I mean, I still do that, but
right.
Mate, it's cool. Mate, I don't eat a lot for climbing, so I don't function. I'm not like most people. I can't function with a lot of food. So I've been actively trying.
Good stuff.
And that's
Good
the important thing, isn't it?
Yeah. So we got another trip.
We do, mate.
In 3 weeks' time, we're gonna go for a
You've
couple
just
of
come
weeks.
from a trip. I'm going straight back.
Yeah, it'd be great, wouldn't it? Shame it's probably not gonna be sunny over there though. So we're going to Malta, Tallinn, Austria, which you've never been to before.
Nope.
I've been to once to try Bugeleisen, so it'd be cool to try that again.
Yeah.
I
think I'll try with you as well.
I think George is psyched as well. George said to me the other day, he said...
might as well have a play while you're there, isn't it?
Exactly. George said, they've been told about this boulder that's really good. There's a video of Yanya doing it. There's an 8B plus stand. I was like, yeah, the Bugeleisen for like...
It's literally what I'm going to
It's the best boulder there by a country mile. I reckon anyway. I mean, Nikolai's thing is pretty cool as well, that Mount Doom.
Mate, that Mount Doom looks... We have to go look at that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a really cool looking thing.
It looks so sick.
Yeah. I think between those two, they're like...
It's like one of the most aesthetically pleasing 9As there is, I think. It looks so good.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So have you got any... I mean, I keep pushing you to look at wrestling with an alligator, which is like an 8B there.
Well, is it though? Cause,
have you seen 8A Plus in a few places, have you?
It's quite funny, actually. I was watching videos on it last night, which I am very psyched for, and I am going to, I think, go for it. I was watching a Dave Mason video.
Oh, Dave, give it 8A Plus. That's harsh.
He's also coaching me. He was also going to be there.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
And in the comments, sorry, let me knock that. He gave it 8A Plus, and I was like,
thanks, Dave.
I was like,
no. Jesus. But most places, I guess, 8B, doesn't it?
I think a lot of people have given it 8B.
Yeah.
But I
what is it? Have you looked on 8A?
No, I haven't looked on 8A.
Maybe it's worth
maybe I should look in there.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, like, it actually looks sick. It's my style. It's heels. It's pinches. It's crimps.
It's quite long as well, so you can work it. It's like you can try all of it. Yeah. It's like close to the ground.
That I like in climbing the entire boulder. So regardless, I'm actually just pretty psyched on it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's 8B, if it's 8A plus, if it's 8A. It actually looks like it suits me. So
yeah,
I'm actually pretty psyched to give that a bash.
Cool. Yeah, it's really good.
And I haven't seen a lot of videos on like the 7C plus range.
I think the 8A range.
So I think it is going to be one of those trips where it's like, all right, we're trying hard for 2 and a bit weeks, which I'm all for. I'm not opposed to. To be honest with you, like, I've been on so many trips now where, and I'm not saying this to brag, but I've just done lots of 7C pluses. And in my training now, I've actually started to all right, well, if I want to climb 8B, why am I not trying 8Bs on the board in my training, or why am I not actively trying to pursue this?
Yeah. You have to try them.
So now I've implemented it into my training. I'm trying 8Bs. I'm trying is 8 days on like my hard sessions, because obviously I wanna push that, and I'm feeling really good at that level as well now. So training's gone exceptionally well.
Great.
So I'm psyched.
Nice.
I'm ready to watch you saturate up on the.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
horizon.
I mean, it was 4 years ago. Well, it was like 3 and a bit years ago I last tried it. It was end of 2022, so 3, 4, 5. No, it's near enough, like, 4-ish years.
But I think as well, what will be different this time is that you've just come from a trip that will be good for your body because it's a bit high altitude.
It's just keeping the shape.
Doing lots of climbing.
Gotta keep the shape for like 3 or 4 weeks.
I actually think that it's gonna be real. Like, I think what you did is actually gonna benefit you quite a bit.
It should do, yeah. It'll be interesting to see if there's parts of it that feel easier or parts of it that feel harder, and why. Like the last time when I went and tried it, I did all of the moves and I fell off the last move to the lip on the last day of the trip in like the only good conditions. So I think if I'd had 2 weeks of those conditions, I probably could have done it. But also I wasn't great going into that trip. I trained loads and I had I'd messed up my shoulder like a week or two before going. So I wasn't like in the best shape, but I might have been in. I definitely think my fingers were pretty good that time. So I don't know whether they'll be better or worse this time, but I think Dave's come in and Dave's really keen to try it as well. I think for him it's more of a finger boulder. For me, it's maybe just more of like a tension body boulder. Because and that's kind of what I noticed in Hueco as well. Is like I can hold these holds. Like I don't feel uncomfortable on the holds. It's a body thing.
The thing is now, like, you're so strong with your fingers now. I don't think there's much more you can, like, you probably would benefit more from, like you just said, getting your like body like a kilter board.
Yeah, for me this it's not even
horrible position.
Like the size of the holes. I don't think I think I can hold some of the smaller holes I need to.
Yeah.
I think it's actually like forearm. It's like pulling off them or pulling off slightly bigger holes that I need to be able to do. So that's like I'm hoping that's like a safer thing to do than just like pulling on really small holes.
Yeah.
But we'll see. So
because I was speaking to this the other day about someone, but like you can pull on small holes and you actually have like a good grit on tiny holes as well. Like you're willing to hold some nasty assholes. And it doesn't look like it bothers you when you hold them.
But it helps when you have like smaller fingers as well, and you don't weigh.
I have small fingers, and I don't enjoy holding them as much as you. Not the rata ones, anyway.
It doesn't ever bother me that much. I think the weight plays a difference. Size of your fingers plays a difference. All of that sort of stuff. And like I don't know, I've never really like been bothered by it. I've always enjoyed climbing on small holds. It's interesting. Like there's stuff in Hueco. Like I was saying to Jake earlier on, like there's 2 8Cs in Hueco, and that's it. That's where it tops out. There's no 8C plus and there's no 9A. And there's only 2 8Cs. And the 2 8Cs that are there, one was from Fred in 2005, which is Terra Mare. It's had like 6 ascents in like 20 years. And the other is like a newer thing that Paul Robinson did that's got like some pretty shit and bad holds in it. It's called Kuroshi.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
He put it in one of his videos. It's to the right actually of the 8A that I did on the first day. Is just to the right of that, so I could like feel the holes and stuff. I looked at it and I was like, this looks nails. Like it's just like one really like bobbly bad little like rounded crimp thing.
Did you look at the other 8C from Fred?
Yeah, Terra Mare. So I did the stand to Terra Mare, which is Ticino, which is 8B. That's like essentially like a 2-mover on the one hole.
Oh, the one that you sent me.
Yeah, the picture of the hole I sent. There's like the worst, probably the worst hole I've ever, like the sharpest hole I've ever pulled on.
That's the one you split on, right? Taking a picture.
Yeah, pretty much. And the sit to that is Terra Mare, and it's like
Did you ever play
4 or 5 moves. I tried it. There's 2 moves on it that are like roll moves,
right?
Where you just sort of get into a gaston and you roll literally like over your other shoulder. And I realised I'm pretty bad at those because there's essentially 2 of the almost identical move on the same boulder, so I need to, and the other 2 moves I could do, so I need to work.
So you'd be pretty psyched to go back for those.
Yeah, I think and the benefit of that boulder as well is A, it's on North Mountain, so you just need reservations.
Yeah.
B, it's literally like a minute's walk from the car. C, it's in the shade in the morning, which works for me because I prefer climbing in the morning rather than the afternoon. So there's like at least 3 pretty good things going for it. The lower moves aren't really sharp. So if you can get into the stand, you're only going to pull on the really sharp hold once.
Do you have to fire to it, or do you go to a stand?
You kind of go to it slowly. Most people do pull on and they just go left hand straight to this hold. I went to like a little intermediate and then go again to the hold. But the intermediate that I use, this is interesting. It's like a 3-finger, probably like, yes, 3-finger for me. It'd probably be like for some really big person with sausage fingers, it'd be like 2 fingers. You get that probably like 4-5 mil.
That's a pretty.
There's a video of a Shima. She actually does the boulder off that hold. So instead of going again to this 4-finger like 6 mil crimp, she basically pulls on this 3-finger like 4-5 mil thing and does like the crux move off it. And I was like, that's ridiculous. It's like, it's horrific.
A 4 mil.
It's horrible, like 3-finger kind of thing. So yeah, I guess the benefit of Terra Mare is you would only have to climb you'd only have to climb that end move once. But anyway, the point I was going to make is the stuff in Hueco, there's so much potential in Hueco for stuff that's in that style but just harder, where like you're talking about like really really sharp thin holds and single, like you could go out probably anywhere or a lot of places in that park and find 2 or 3 movers on absolute filth that you just couldn't find in a lot of other places because either they're blank or the holes have no texture. Whereas there, the holes actually have some friction, they have some texture. You'd just be leaving with like no skin in 10 minutes. But yeah, it's a cool place. I think it'd be interesting to see what you think of it. The logistics are definitely challenging, but
remember you saying.
I think everyone kind of knows that about Hueco, and if you're lucky, which we were, to have like a really amazing friend and guide, Matt, who like took us basically on tour with him whenever he went climbing. I think if you have something like that, you're kind of laughing. If you don't, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle a bit more for sure. But yeah.
Is Bugalizing the only thing you're gonna try?
No, I don't think so. So I think I'll definitely be keen to try the wrestling with the alligator thing that you're keen to try. There's some other 8As there that I've not done that I would try. There's this thing called Lady in Black, which is like an 8B plus thing.
Which is a nightmare to find, I think. Is it?
Yeah, I tried to find it before and got lost and couldn't find it.
Dave probably knows where it is.
Dave will know where it is, I think. I don't know if he's been to it. But I've got a better idea now of actually where it is. I think we've realised after we went looking and didn't find it, we realised where it was. So I think for me it'll be about first day, hopefully it's dry, try Bugalizing, and I'll probably get an idea on the first day of how feasible that feels. And then I'll probably decide from there how I'll play it. But I think definitely in the first 2 or 3 days I'll try other boulders as well, and try and like work myself a bit and not worry too much about conserve. Just try and like...
Just don't think about sending it. Just go climb. More often than not, that'll be a lot better for you anyway. Yeah. And then it'll just come then afterwards where you just you go out there feeling fresh, feeling good. Yeah. I
mean, it'll depend a bit as well on the forecast. That's something we'll actually have to consider in Austria.
It might not be, because it's not good weather there all the time, is it?
Who knows? Yeah, it could. I mean, I was there in November last time and it was 20 degrees one day. I was sunbathing in November at 700 meters. It was boiling. But then at the end of the trip, the last day was like absolutely perfect. So
we are going at a different time this time.
Yeah, we're going in February.
So it could rain a lot more this time, right?
Who knows? Yeah. But I think at least with a trip like this and with a place like that, the weather becomes more of a factor. Yeah. I didn't look at a weather forecast once in Hueco for 3 weeks. I just didn't bother. It was like you wake up, you look outside, sunny, cool, great, let's go. Like it did rain, and like a couple of days it rained, and then like one day it rained and the park was closed the next day. But the day that they closed the park, it was dry.
Yeah.
Like, it was windy, it was dry.
It's just they take precautions
yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff.
So that'll be good. I think we'll just be checking the weather forecast. That'll probably play a bigger part into whether you climb one day on, one day off, 2 days on, 1 day off.
Yeah, it's hard to have a plan, especially with like European countries.
Yeah.
Just because the weather isn't always guaranteed. Like, it could rain every day.
It could.
It literally could rain every day.
Might find ourselves going to the gym.
And then you have a plan, and then all of a sudden, you're not doing that plan.
It goes out the window.
Yeah. Or it could rain for like Solly when he went to Rocklands, right?
Yeah.
It rained. They had like the worst storm ever when he went there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's all about execution. Then when you do get to climb, you know?
When you get your chance. And that was the mistake I made last time on my Maltatal trip when I went. It was I'd like climbed. I climbed towards the end of the trip, the last like 2 or 3 days. I climbed a day, and then the forecast was like for it to go to absolute shit. It was like a massive storm. So I was like, well, that's my trip over. Yeah. So I like climbed on other stuff, trashed myself, went to the spa, made my skin all soft. And then the last day of the trip, it was bone dry in the best conditions of the trip. I was like, shit, I've messed it up a treat here. Like, I can't even function. Like, my skin's messed up.
It's like you're on eggshells sometimes, isn't it?
Like, you just, should I, shouldn't I? And then you like, you see the weather go to shit, and you're like, oh, well, game over.
Yeah.
But it's like, it goes to show it's never over till it's over. So that's the one thing I learned from that trip, is never to be like, well, that's it. It's like, sometimes a storm is exactly what you need. It just brings, like, better air through, and, so... Yeah, it's just learning that.
And we're also going to South Africa for 2 months.
Yeah, we'll get, fingers crossed, we'll get 2 months in Rocklands this year.
Which will be the longest trip I've ever been on.
Yeah, I've only done 2 trips of that length before. I say only, it's still pretty damn good.
Yeah.
One was like years ago in Switzerland, and then the other was a couple of years ago in Font.
When you did those trips, did you find it hard, or was it like...
I definitely think after a month, you need maybe like a bit of a reset. I almost think maybe there'd be some sense to us going to the gym in Cape Town or something.
Yeah.
To have like, I don't know, maybe just do a bit of conditioning or some pull-up, like something like just a bit different. But it's hard to tell. I never found like I lost psych. I did in Font on that long trip because the weather was so bad.
Yeah.
But I didn't find the previous trip in Switzerland. I didn't find I lost psych, and I still climbed pretty well in the second month of the trip, probably as well as I had in the first month of the trip. But I think it's just
tough on the brain, isn't it? Like, especially if the weather's good for 2 months, you're pretty much climbing, depending on how you do it. Like when I did it, when we went, I was 2 days on, 1 day on. You do that for 2 months.
Oh, you're gonna be pretty beat. You're gonna be busted. I think I'd like to try and do that a little bit more the start of Rocklands if we can, and try and climb 2 days on, at least.
You just gotta remember that, like, if we're going for 2 months, although you want to do Monkey Wedding.
Yeah, there's no rush.
Like, we literally, like, that's all like, Sarah's gonna be there. I'm literally just gonna spend the first month sampling lots of things.
Yeah.
Just trying to do a lot of climbing.
Yeah.
And then when Sarah goes off traveling and it's just mostly me and you and some other people, then I'm gonna try and do most of my hard stuff.
Yeah.
That I got planned. So.
Yeah, that makes sense. It'd be fun just to be able to like be in that place for a longer period of time and adjust to it, and
it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah.
I just can't wait to be there again. Like I'm very much psyched on Austria as well, but I can't say that I guess I'm more psyched on Rocklands because we just come back from there. I've not been to Maltatal. I've been to Austria, but not Maltatal.
Yeah.
So I'm psyched on it, but I guess I'll be more psyched when I'm there.
Yeah. Once you get on the rock, it's pretty similar to Magic Wood, really, and like the style of it. It's a really narrow valley. There's not much else going on in that valley other than the climbing. Well, nothing in fact. So just quickly then, what is only like 3 weeks now until we go. Are you just kind of carrying on as normal until we go to Maltatal, or have you got like a deload or anything, or are you just gonna?
I think I have. Well, to be honest, because I'm not doing a lot of conditioning right now, because of my neck stuff. I'm basically just like rehabbing 6 days a week. I'm not really doing any conditioning. So I think I'm just gonna kind of train up until
Till we go.
till we go. Because all I'm doing is climbing at the minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Realistically,
Well, that's easy enough then.
yeah, I'm doing my leg stuff, and I think my leg conditioning stops a week or so
Okay.
before we leave.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have conditioning, so I'm just climbing basically.
Yeah. Okay. So that's easy enough. Just to carry on with until we go.
I'm gonna try and get outside if I can. I'm gonna maybe try and go to North Wales
Oh, nice.
this weekend.
Yeah.
If I can.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty similar for me. I think I'm not gonna start any training now. There's no point starting anything till we go. I think I'm just gonna try and just climb, keep my fingers good. Maybe set a bit of a replica of Bugalaisen, or at least like the first couple of moves, which are the crux for me. On the kilter board at 60 degrees, just to feel the angle a bit.
I was wondering why you put it at 60.
Yeah, just to feel the angle and the position a bit. Just do a little bit of that, and then I think just climb and hopefully a bit of fingerboarding, kind of stay healthy, and then it should be good. We'll
I'm psyched, man.
get out there. So
I can't wait for it.
lovely. All right, well we'll end on that note, and probably speak to you post that trip, or maybe pre Rocklands, and have a bit of a check in before then.
Sick.
Good stuff. Nice one, my man.
Bosh.
Let's go for a climb. Hope you enjoyed this episode with Dom. If you like the podcast, please check out StoneLineClimbing.com, where you can find our free tactics PDF blueprint, and also our StoneLine Climbing Instagram, where we post our weekly blog. See you on the next one.